Killing Floor is a game where you kill things to buy things, to kill more things, to buy more things. When a biotech lab funded by the British government experiences an outbreak that spreads over Europe, it befalls the fringe of these United Kingdoms to form a motley crew of anti-heroes to take down this trove from A to Z, even if it's slightly self-indulgent. It ends up being a wave-based survival game where you struggle to stay alive alone or with up to 6 mates. The creatures you're up against ramp up each wave, from fighting visible ones to invisible ones, short ones, armored ones, noxious ones, fast ones, and really fast ones. Later in the game, there's even a mode that lets you play as the horrors that plague you normally, and you can play against others in a versus mode. It completely switches it up. If you look at all the little details that the developers Tripwire has put into this game about killing, it gives it a lot of personality. The best thing about Killing Floor is how it feels. You know, they call it gunplay for a reason. It's a joy to interact with. That's kind of hard to describe though if you're not playing it, because you can't see it. But it's snappy and impactful. You can kind of relate it to the film series of John Wick. If you see it in the theaters, you can feel the gunshots reverberating in the movie, and all the speed and visceralness is right there. You could say that Killing Floor plays like how John Wick feels.
You've dented down numbers, but there are plenty left.
Another note is that the soundtrack in the game is all licensed songs from credible heavy metal artists, and they're all well regarded from what I understand. That alone kind of places you in the world of the game, where it's fiction mixed with non-fiction. The tracks give off a thunderous, progressive riff backdrop to your high-octane adventure, which creates an epic score to the similarly extreme, fast-paced gameplay. The game itself is a bit like whatever happened on the cover of a metal album, saying that hey, you're at Doomsgate, so let's live it up. Between each round, you'll be able to spend the in-game money, Dash as it's called, that you earn from the last wave to buy and upgrade your items, including having to manually buy ammunition. All weapons come with different degrees of utility. It's everything under the sun. A large majority of them have secondary modes as well, which could range from a submachine gun that shoots healing darts, or a buzzsaw that launches the blade off as a projectile. Besides trying out new gear, another thing to aim for is leveling up your chosen character via the perk tree. This allows you to get new stuff, like abilities where some of your items do more damage, or you're unaffected by things like slow-mo. Perks can be vital as the waves go on, as they give you new ways to defend your team, and stand a higher chance against more deadly enemies. The whole point of Killing Floor is surviving, and with all these weapons and guns, you need to balance how to best survive and eliminate the enemy waves as efficiently as possible. Killing Floor 2 is a well-crafted, visually compelling game. However, there's not too much to do outside these two game modes, so it all comes down to how much you want to play it, and to play it with friends. It kind of lives and dies by that stuff. Tripwire has recently said that they're going to add some kind of mode that will change how you play the game. This is both mysterious and exciting. They have added new weapons, zombies, and maps to the game before, including an awesome tropical beach level, and they have supported Killing Floor 1 for a long time, so it's very plausible that they will continue adding new content to this game for the foreseeable future, at least at the time of this recording. It's very possible that this new mode is some kind of squad versus squad match, where two teams try to outsurvive each other, but right now, only time will tell. One of the other great things about Killing Floor is its sense of humor, which is excellently portrayed in its cast of playable characters. So the game is set with the world ending, but everyone here is super jazzed. The characters who you can play as are the ones who would be happy about something like that happening. It's weirdly lighthearted about something that's not that lighthearted.
A solid start, but many Zeds remain.
The level of character customization in this game is another thing that sets it apart. Getting to choose your character is an awesome part of the game, as each one is unique with their own backstory. From boxers, to actors, to would-be knights in armor, each one shines through in their individual charm and taste for anarchy. And not only can you pick a character, the game also has a slew of cosmetic items. Choose from tons of add-ons to fully deck out your character in stylish, visually compelling accessories that lend your own brand of chaos to this Slaughterfest. A great thing about Killing Floor is that you can play with other players, adding an intense team-based aesthetic to each wave as you struggle to stay alive a little longer. While you can go through the campaigns in single player, playing with a team creates many moments of back-to-back combat that add to the craziness with everyone flying around the map. Having a game of comrades to help with each wave is definitely evident in the boss battles, which require a high level of attack power to take on these formidable foes. It becomes an all-out onslaught, throwing everything you've got reserved from earlier rounds to make an impact. A high-stakes moment in your continued climb to world preservation. Check one such boss battle out here.
What have we here? No subjects to tinker with. I hope you like pain. You call this gas? I wonder. Time for some fresh meat here. Am I meant to be impressed? This is fools! That was the easy part. Time to trust in me. That was disgrace. Now you shine. No. It will not help you now, Burns. It will not help you.
While it might be a thinner experience when compared with its contemporaries, they've put in a lot of craft to make it feel very satisfying to play and more than a dash of personality. There's even a button on the controller that lets you make it rain, the in-game currency Dash, or if you prefer, you can use the touchpad to mimic the gesture to the same effect, a fact which the game never mentions. Killing Floor isn't a game about fancy words or eloquent metaphors. It's the opposite of what you might think an indie game to be. It's rather to the point. It skips the notion of trying to make a powerful story or a biting critique. It's self-satisfied in saying, let's just shoot things and doesn't it look so good? Visceral, gory, and unapologetic. Not trying to be fine art, it's just trying to be fun.
Feels good, huh? When no one dies.